Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are doing a walk around and kind of a review video of the Ironman IM2.5 suspension that they offer for a bunch of models, but this one is going to be specifically about the Sequoia that we bought and that we are running their suspension. The process has been a little bit lengthy because this is one of the first Sequoias that they've run this suspension on. We started out with a heavier spring weight and then have slowly kind of trickled down. We actually went heavier in the rear and lighter in the front. So we started with an 800 and then dropped down to a 700, which if you don't have any gear on the front, I would advise going to a 600. We have a 700, and that's only because we added a CBI like low profile bumper with a Warren VR, I want to say an S12 winch. So that added 60, probably 120 pounds. And by doing that, the front end dropped to literally the perfect height. Now in the rear, we had their light load 1-inch lift, and it was just sitting too low compared to the front. So we started out like this, and we've kind of come back to where the front has come down, the booty's up. And I want to say we got medium 1-inch lift again, and it's sitting at a much better height now. Way better. I do like rake on my vehicles. It does help with just overall drivability. When you're level and you load up anything on the back, I feel like the back just comes down so far. So we actually pulled a scissor lift the other day that was like, I don't know, probably 4,000 pounds. And with the scissor lift on there and a decent sized trailer, we were sitting at about level, and it towed really well. So it's pretty dialed in. The only thing that I'm going to be adding on to the rear is going to be an inspired overland tent up on the roof, because we had the Prinsu rack. So as of right now, it's literally dialed. And to be completely honest, a lot of the suspension that we install from other manufacturers when it comes to more budget-friendly lifts is, I mean, it's kind of crap. You go up in height, but the ride quality definitely dips. This kit gave us the opposite result. We went up and the ride actually got better than stock. And the reason I know is because my wife told me. And that carries some weight. I ride in trucks all day, different suspensions, and so sometimes my perception is skewed. But she got in, she goes, "Dang, this drives better than it did before." And that's what we wanted to hear. Some of the key things that I really like about these shocks is when you hit heavy bumps, the dampening is fantastic. There's no jarriness to it. Speed bumps are super smooth. Obviously these aren't performance shocks for like the Baja, but if you're a weekend warrior, even doing some like decent off-roading, these are phenomenal. And frankly, we're probably going to be keeping these in stock just because of how well this thing drives. Some of the factors that play into it performing well is probably these Sequoias are a little heavier, and so a little bit of weight goes a long ways when you're talking about the smoothness of a ride. We also have 35-inch tires on here, which honestly made the ride a little rougher, more rough because we went to like an all-terrain, so not quite as smooth as the smaller Wild Peaks, but still the Terra Grappler, it's smooth. Yeah, they're really nice. They perform well on and off road from what we've experienced, which hasn't been a ton, but it has been really nice. Other than that, I love these shocks. Fantastic, well worth the investment. We also got their upper control arms. I think the only thing that I'm missing in this suspension setup, I probably need to extend the panhard bar in the back, because we're at a decent angle now, which means that my rear axle is probably shifted to the passenger side just a little bit, or the driver's side just a little bit. So I need to get a panhard correction kit or a longer bar to bring the axle back under square. And then I probably need to get like a sway bar drop to bring the sway bar down just a little bit, because the front end did come up quite a bit with the lift, and I want to make sure that there's not a ton of pressure on that sway bar bushing. Otherwise they're going to go out within a few, probably 1,000 miles. So we're going down to Factor 55 right now. We're going and picking up some winch accessories. We're going to install those real quick, and then we're going to get outside of the vehicle so you guys can see how it sits.
All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right, so I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him, yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head, yeah, I'ma let him. Early bird, go get the worm in the dirt.
Okay guys, so we just finished our test drive with it. Now I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the components and the parts that we have on this vehicle that accompany the Ironman suspension. So, because you really have to take into consideration the weight of the vehicle and what accessories you have that is going to correlate to the springs that you end up getting on your suspension. So we have a CBI front bumper, Warn winch. We have our roof rack with a bunch of diode lights. We have a full set of CBI skids underneath it. We have our stock TRD, like skid. They're steps, they're not skid plates. You skid on those, you're gonna wreck something. They're steps. And then we have SSWs on, these aren't quite 35s. They're the 215, I think. Yeah, 215/70 R17. So they're like a 34. But from the get-go, even when we had incorrect spring rates sent to us, or we estimated what the wrong spring rates, they sent us out the right ones and we made adjustments. Ironman's just been nothing but great, honestly. So we went from an 800-pound spring to a 700-pound spring with the collar fully dropped to the bottom. It's still sat a little high. Then we added the winch and the bumper, which brought it down. And this is like the perfect height for the front. The CV axles are at a good angle. The upper control arm's at a good angle. And you can tell when a suspension is too high and the upper control arms are too angled, because it doesn't ride smooth. It's very jarring. It's very uncomfortable. Now with the upper control arm and the shocks with where they're at and the added weight, this thing, it's my favorite car to drive. And we have a few of them here that we drive around regularly. This one wins hands down. It is a very, very comfortable ride, great for daily driving. It even performs well off-road. Longevity, we don't know. These IM2.5s from Ironman are newer to the market. They're built like a very traditional styled aluminum body. The only difference is the shaft comes out of the top versus the bottom, which means that you have more protection and probably way better longevity from stuff damaging the shocks. So that I'm excited about. But we're gonna put this thing to the test. We're gonna take it off-roading. We're gonna pull some stuff. We're gonna see what these shocks are made of. So 700-pound springs in the back, or in the front. And then in the rear, you can see that we have a decent amount of height here. We went with the medium weight, I think 1.5 inch lift. So it does sit high, but that's because we're going to end up adding a rooftop tent up here that weighs about 100 pounds. That's going to bring that down. And I do like a decent amount of rake on my vehicles. So we still have the original lightweight 1 inchers. So if we put on the tent, and it still sits this high, I would like for it to come down somewhere into here. I might end up swapping out these springs to the lighter set and rocking the tent to see how it fits now that we have more weight in the front. So overall though, even with the height adjustments that we've done, these shocks have been nothing short of amazing. I would put, we are actually gonna have a few of these kits in stock for probably the Sequoia and the Tundra, just because of how well they perform. There's a lot of stuff on the market that's trying to grab people's attention and whatnot. For the price, at which you can buy these IM2.5s, it's almost a no-brainer to put these on more vehicles, especially if they're daily driver, weekend warrior setups. So we're going to be adding these to the Taco Vinyl website. We're also going to have them in stock or close to in stock. If we don't, we're not going to be able to bring them all in-house, but we're going to bring a few kits in-house over at Apex Off-Road. So if you want to come check them out, get your hands on them, see what they look like on a vehicle and whatnot, come swing by, come check out our Sequoia.